You should be grateful for what you have. If it was not for me, you would not be here. I ran from the Bolsheviks. I escaped them. And that has made all the difference in your life.
My mother, Pepita, was a blue-eyed blonde. Physical attributes that probably saved her life and also proved her undoing. I can still see her, a handsome woman that I adored. She had fine features just like mine. Her ambition as a little girl was to be an opera singer. Now, I know this is a big stretch, but try to imagine me as a 5-year-old boy. There I am, little Polius Bombolitis, mother's little angel with the angelic smile she adored, shaggy blonde bangs, round cherubic face. I'm just a little kid all by myself in my imaginary world, playing cowboys in my parents' Queens, New York living room. I'm the sheriff, riding the arm of an overstuffed chair as if it were a galloping horse, chasing the bad guys. But when the mail arrived, playtime was interrupted. Being a boy of 5, I would sit and gaze at the photographs that came with each and every letter from the motherland. Photos of my 20 aunts, uncles, and cousins. And Pepita, she made sure I memorized everyone's name. But what I never understood is why everyone wore the same expression. Weddings, birthdays, even christenings. They all looked sad. I remember the first time I asked her that question. Pepita, why is everyone so sad?
That is not important. You should be grateful you were even born.
Can I visit them someday, Pepita?
You want to visit your cousins? Do you know what Siberia is? It is a place far away from here, where Bolsheviks send people they do not like. Your aunts, uncles, and cousins were all sent there for a long visit. Polius, Siberia has no pizza, no baseball, no television, radio, or telephone. Only cold, hard ground and death.
He's back.
Oh, Polius, the moron is back.
Hello, the king of the castle is back.
You want the kissy?
Clumsy pig.
Which way is Siberia? Why are you laughing at me? I will return.
Come out, you communists.
Who are you?
I am Paulie from America. Where are my cousins?
Go away.
No, you go away.
Hey, what you do?
There you are. Stand back. Hello, I am Paulie from America. You're free. Mamita, look who's here.
What are you doing?
I'm killing communists.
No. Did you do your homework? Your homework.
Every Saturday morning off to Lithuanian school, I had to go. Reading, writing, that wasn't all I wanted to know. My American friends, they thought I was crazy. And the Lithuanians, they thought I was weird.
I don't want to do this. Please don't make me do this.
Toliau atsisėsk, rankas prie šono pridėk ir pradėsim. Būtasis kartinis žodis yra...
The past tense of to be is to does.
Ne, tas nėra atsakymas. Dar bandyk. Būtasis kartinis žodis yra...
The past tense of to be is to done.
Ne. Ar tu darei savo homework?
I did do my
Dar
homework.
bandyk. Būtasis kartinis žodis yra...
Can I play
Ne,
baseball after this
aš
is over?
nenoriu jokio baseball. Būtasis kartinis žodis yra...
Can we listen to the radio while we're working?
Atsiprašau, aš nenoriu jokius jungle music. Pradėk rankas prie šono ir vėl pradėk. Būtasis kartinis žodis yra...
The past tense of to be is to do.
Poliau, aš nesuprantu. Aš darau ir tu nieko neklausai. Aš prie tavęs sėdžiu, bandau viską daryti ir tu nieko neklausai. Sakyk, answer, visą laiką tu manęs neklausai. Aš nesuprantu, ką man sakau. Sakyk, answer, visą laiką prie šono nieko neklausai. Aš nesuprantu, kam aš to visas klausoti sėst. Sakyk, answer, ir tu nieko nesakai. Aš nesuprantu.
Who are you?
I am Polly from America. Where are my cousins?
Go away.
No, you go away.
Hey, what you do?
There you are. Stand back. Hello, you're free. Mamita, look who's here.
Grandma?
Yoo-hoo.
Put you there.
Today, we are baking a 4-layer cake. A yellow cake with 6 eggs and chocolate icing is not as sweet as you.
You broke the plate.
Damn your plate. Hey, Poopa, want to do hoochie boochie? Come on, you.
How dare you suggest such a thing to Mariolita?
Look, tickle batter, swirl the spoon.
Come on, you married now. The American saying is king of the castle.
Lousy pig.
No, drunk. Boys at the men's choir.
The men's choir is your wife. You married to them and they the boss.
The boss is me. I am your wife. But listen, that's not natural. What, do you know like me?
Don't touch me.
Oh yes, Police, a lot of noise. They are as noisy as the barnyard animals on your mother's old farm. Oh, Police, they are just bitter people. Cover your ears and they will go. Make something sweet in your life, little one. Tickle the batter and swirl the spoon. Faster! Let's make this cake as light as a feather. So light it will go to heaven.
You married now.
Oh, little one, your father always did have a sweet voice. He sang like an angel in church. I taught him how to sing. Can you sing a song with me, little Polius?
Puchevea.
Oh, yes, I like that one.
You start.
Pucheveyas, Nasza lejwa, nunia szwania i leto. Uczerejas, nasza lejwa. A dash of sugar, a splash of cream. Mix it slowly and dream sweet dreams. Pučerėjas neša laivą, nuneš mane į Lietuvą. I will be the hen clucking in the barnyard, and you will be my little chick. Make something sweet.
Pučia vėjas, neša laivą, nuneš mane į Lietuvą. But I didn't always escape. Dear cousins, hello. It is Polius from America writing. It has been 20 years since you last heard me. Forget me the lack of large words and long sentences, as I never did school the Lithuanian grammar. This is my first letter written without the assistance. I bring bad news. Mother has died. We are alone now. But my heart is still in your heart. I can't wait to meet.
Please lower your voice.
Oh, I'm sorry, sweetheart. I didn't realize you were there. All right, I'll do my best. I can't wait to meet and squeeze your hands and faces. To visit, yes, to us so much to share. The good news is, I am married. Yes, my little Polius is. Her name is Magda, and Mother would have liked her. She knows how to fix my business.
I find it disrespectful that you presume you can do whatever you want, whenever you want, without considering me.
I'm sorry for being so selfish, sweetheart. I'll try my best. Thank you for understanding. For examples, whenever we fight, she is always apologizing with home-baked chocolate cake. But if fight is with neighbors, no cake for them. Instead, they get a letter on the windshield telling them
I prefer this to be the last time I need to discuss this with you.
I'm sorry, sweetheart. I'm almost done. 2 more sentences. Please, be waiting for me at the airport. With much the love, your cousin, Polius. There I was at the airport in Vilnius, Lithuania. As soon as our plane landed, it was greeted by thousands of Lithuanians straining their necks to see their American relatives. As each relative stepped off the plane, they were greeted with cheers and bottles of vodka. It was 1987, the year of Glasnost, Perestroika, the opening of the Iron Curtain. For many, it would be the first time they would see someone they had only known through a photograph. Now, it was my turn. That's when I noticed a small old car barreling down the end street. It was coming straight at me. Oh, Cousin Kesty, get in! Okay.
Get your head down!
Get my head down. Why should I get my head down?
If the communists stop us, they'll send me to jail. And they'll send you home. Now head down, down!
Down, down. What if the communists do stop us?
Just act drunk. This way, you don't have to answer any questions. Head down, come on, down,
Down, down, down. So there I was, laying on my back, listening to the paved roads turn to gravel, then dirt. And suddenly, the blue sky disappeared. We were under a canopy of green. We stopped in the middle of a giant birch tree forest. I was surrounded by thousands of white birch trees popping up out of a green carpet of velvety moss. In the distance, I could see several wooden shacks in a barn, and I recognized them from the photographs. That was my mother's farm. Kesty grabbed me by the elbow and pulled me out into the clearing, where I was surrounded by my 20 aunts, uncles, and cousins, each one holding a rose, staring, not saying a word. I recognized them all from the photographs. Then they lifted me up on their shoulders, and they took me to the place where my mother used to milk the cows. Then they took me to the place where my mother used to do her homework. Then they took me to the place where she kissed her first boyfriend. Then they took me to the middle of the field, where they gave me her gun. I've never fired a rifle in my life before. Cousin Kesty, he picked up a tin plate, he threw it into the air and said, "Shoot the..." I got it. Then Kesty picked up 2 tin plates. He threw them into the air and said, "Shoot the 2." I got them too. Hey! Cousin Polio's, big shots from America. How about 3 plates? Oh. Then someone said, "How about Little Bird?" I missed the bird on purpose, but I hit the radiator on Cousin Kesty's car. My aunts and uncles took the gun away from me and they led me into the house. They asked me to sit at the head of a long oak table. My aunt sat down on the left, Uncle's on the right. No one said a word. I looked around the room, and I saw a picture of my mother on the wall. She must have been about 18, maybe 19 years old. She was wearing our national costume and holding a bouquet of roses. She looked beautiful. The photo had her name at the bottom, with a black ferrule band woven around the frame. When I looked back, everyone was staring at me. I knew what they wanted. Hello, the doctor is in. Miss Bombolitas, how are you? Good to see you. Is your son Polius here? Oh, good to see you too. Well, everyone have a seat, because today is a special day. It's B12 day, yes. I have a 4-step program that will get you better in no time. So, Polius, I want you to watch this, because you'll be doing this at home. Everyone ready? Here we go. Step number 1. Find the needle. Step number 2.
Excuse me, doctor. Is there anything you can do for my mother?
If I were her, I would try to live my life as normally as possible. After I finished speaking, a few minutes passed in silence, and then my aunt stood up and left the room one at a time, touching my left shoulder gently and crying. After they had gone, then my uncle stood up, and they left one at a time, grumbling. I thought I was alone, but looking up, I could see Uncle Trojanos still sitting at the far end of the table. He was leaning on his elbows and staring at me with this strange smile. Hey, Polius, you know what your mother did during the war? Uncle Trojanos, this is the story that I know by heart. I know how Pepita became the head of your family after your mother died. I know how she raised you, your brothers, your sisters, the farm animals. She made sure you did your homework. She even mended your clothes. She made sure there was food on the table every night. That's why it must have been incredibly difficult for her to do what she did at the end of the war. You look startled, Uncle Trojanos. Yes, she told me everything. I know about that fateful morning in the fields when a friend appeared unexpectedly, frightened, shaking, to deliver this message. The Russian front is approaching. And did Pepita panic? No. Without hesitation, she walked into the house, grabbed some clothes, wrapped the clothes up into a blanket, slung the blanket over her shoulder, got on her bicycle, and rode westward. It was that bravery that brought her to America. Enough! Trojanos said. I looked at him across the table, and I saw fiery anger in his eyes. Your mother worked for the Gestapo! Wait a second. I should talk to my father. He'll clear things up. Hello. How are you? Good to see you. You want some apple juice? Hey, turn on the radio. Let's get some music in here.
In Bosnia today, UN observers reported another incident of ethnic cleansing, finding an unmarked grave with the remains of at least 500.
Wire service reports there are tens, if not hundreds of thousands of starving Sierra Leone refugees fleeing armed rebels.
New York Yankee!
Rwandan death squads massacred at least 5...
Stop. I like this. Just a little bit lower. Good, good. So, how are you? Good. It's good to be good, huh? Me? I'm the same. I can't sleep. Just like your mother. God rest her soul. What? You want me to see doctors? Well, I see doctors. They don't know what they're doing. Psychologists? Ah, come on. They're not doctors. Polius, I don't think you understand. I go to bed. It's 11 o'clock. And I get up. 12 o'clock. Then I read the newspaper. 1 o'clock. Then I wash the dishes. 3 o'clock. Then I polish my shoes. 4 o'clock. Then go up and down the stairs. 5 o'clock. Then I vacuum the floors. 6 o'clock. Then I lay down. I get up. 10 o'clock. 4 hours of sleep. I don't know how long I can do this. Anyway, what do you want? World War II? Ah, come on. That was so long ago. I don't remember anything.
Hello, it's Paulius speaking. My father wasn't the most forthcoming person, so I didn't expect much on my first visit. But on my second visit, he treated me to this story.
Wait a second. Paulius, I remember something. Did you see the movie The Great Escape? Well, I had my great escape, yeah. It was the summer of 1944, and I was around the bend. The Germans were losing the war. And they take Lithuanian men and boys and send them to the front or to dig tank trenches. Because I was strong, they picked me to dig tank trenches. They transported me and my brother Festi hundreds of miles into East Prussia to dig these trenches that were called tank traps. Now, we knew we would not stop the Russian army, but to tell the Germans this, would get you shot. Then now, don't think this work was easy. It was the middle of the summer, and we dig from morning to night under the hot sun. And then we wear the same clothes to bed, and we sleep on hay. And for food, they gave us water I swear was piss. And bread made with sawdust. Some guys could not stand it, and they ran. And the Germans, but I wasn't worried. I was smarter. I had a plan. You see, my brother Festi and I, we find a release form. And because my handwriting is very good, I sign the Amtsleiter, that's the commander's signature. We wait for the weekend, when we know the Germans will be drunk. We take the form to the guardhouse, but you're not going to believe what happened. The guard take the phone, pick up the phone, and start to call the Amtsleiter. I thought, this is it. Festi, he pissed in his pants. But not me, I wasn't worried. I just needed time to think. So I asked the guard if I could go outside to take a leak. He said, sure. I could have run. No, I needed to rescue my little brother. You know what I remember the most, Paulius? the stars were, how I could smell the pine trees. This is the end and I'm smelling trees. Then the guard came out. He said, "Yeah, I'm Sliver is sleeping, so you can go." Oh, I said, thank you, thank you. We turned the corner, out the gate, and we run. I was running, bullets flying, tanks, cannons, machine guns. I was smart, and they in one spot. Ice, ice, when the morning come, no more Germans. And also no more festing. So, I walk several kilometers through the forest until I come to farm. I knock on door, and who do you think opens it? That's right, that's festing. I said, "Hey, hello, how are you?" He said, "Not bad, how are you?" I said, "I've been better."
Hello, Polio speaking, again. After this, there were many more heroic stories about his adventures as a displaced person, but nothing about my mother, Pepita. I think it's time for me to be truthful with him. Hey, Dad. Hi. Remember that time I went to Lithuania in 1987?
Yes.
Well, I don't ever told you this, but I kept a diary of my visit.
Oh, you can write.
And in that diary, I found something that Uncle Trojanus told me.
Nice guy.
He told me that Pepita worked for the Gestapo. Do you know anything about this?
Is this the word you use? I thought, no. Fix it Okay. What were we talking about? Oh, I remember. The stock market. How are your stocks doing? Going up? Hello? Oh, what a surprise. Can you hang on a second? That's my ex-wife Maggie on the phone. I promise not to use her in this play, but this is an important scene. Hello. Yeah, how are you? Good. It's good to be good, right? Yes, I know. Me, I'm feeling great. Yes. I mean, things are going well. Like I said, it's good to be good. Anyway, what's up? Oh, can you hang on a second, please? Thank you. She found a photo album. Now, this photo album contains photographs of my mother and father as newlyweds. It also has photos of them from Lithuania before they met. Hi, I'm back. Now, I thought that thing was lost. No, I didn't say you lost it. No, I'm just scared it was lost. Yes, of course I know which one it is. Yes, the wedding photos, right. Mm-hmm. The ones where they look young, right. And happy, yes. Oh, I agree. You can be happy. But listen, is it possible for me to get this back? I'm not telling you what to do. Okay. You have a plan. I'm listening. All right, let me see if I understand this. You're going to leave the album on the southwest corner near the mailbox where Grand and 8th meet, right? Yes, good. And then you want me to pick it up at 3:45. Sorry, 3:55. All right. Well, looks like we have a plan. And it looks like we finally agreed on something, right? Yes, I know that was inappropriate. I'm sorry. Look, I'm in the middle of a play right now. I have to go. But it was very nice of you to call. It was also kind of you to do this. Hello? That photo album provided an important clue. Hey, Dad. How are you? Bet you haven't seen this in a long time. You know, you're never going to guess who gave it to me. Your ex-wife. Hey, I got it. What? Are you two getting married again? No, we're not. Actually, I don't know if you know this, but I've always been interested in the photographs of you and Mom before you met. But this time, I'm interested in the people that I do not recognize. For instance, this guy. Would you be able to tell me who he is? No. Well, look again, Dad, because on the back of the photograph it says, "With love, from Pepita." Let me see that. Oh, yeah, I know this guy. Not personally, but him and your mother ran from the communists. He was a big shot police commander. All the police in Lithuania were Gestapo. Who told you this bullshit? The History Channel? Look, if the guys at the Lithuanian Men's Choir heard you say this, they would make me a joke. The Lithuanian Men's Choir. I haven't thought about these guys in years. Lithuanian Men's Choir. They call themselves Thunder and Lightning 1, 2, 3. Every week they would meet in the subway station, St. Targus' church. On Sunday afternoons, they'd pull out their portable Naugahyde bar, mix 7 and 7s, drink and get drunk, singing songs to the Motherland. Sometimes the fathers would bring their sons. My first and last visit was when I was 16 years old. My father said he wanted me to hear the professor speak. He made me go. You guys to meet my son. Son of a gun. Listen to this. My son and I were walking here to see you when we spot this pretty girl across the street. I said to the kid, something I like about her, but I can't put my finger on. I remember standing in the middle of the choir room, which doubled as a clubhouse. In one corner was a pool table, in the other a piano with a Playboy poster from 1957, Scotch tape and wood paneling. I think it was Miss March spread out on a leopard skin. The air was thick with smoke, and someone shoved a glass right into my hand. And that's when the questions started.
Hey, Bombolitis, you like girls?
Yes, Mr. Dovidandis, I like girls very much.
Hooray! Toss to Bombolitis!
What? Hey, how many times you do it, huh?
I'm sorry, I don't understand the question.
Come on! Do it.
You can tell us the truth!
Once with my steady girlfriend.
Hooray! Toss to Bombolitis!
What? Hey, Bombolitis! Show us how you do it. No. Hey, Mr. Pukas, show him how to do it. Yeah, okay. Spombolitis? Now you do it.
I'm sorry, guys. I can't do that.
What? You homosexual?
No, Mr. Dovidantis, I am not.
We can tell if you are by the way you walk. Go ahead. Walk. I don't know about you.
Hooray! Toss to Bombolitis!
What? So, where did you do it, huh?
In the den when Mom and Dad weren't home.
Hey, did you use a candle?
Oh, a condom? No, I did not.
Hey, did you tell her you married her?
No, why would
Good boy. What? Hey, did you put your finger on it?
No.
Hey, did she put her mouth on it?
No.
What? You not do the hoochie boochie?
I'm sorry, what's that?
What? You homosexual?
No, Mr. Dovidantis.
Hooray! Toss to Bombolitis!
What? We can tell if you are by the way you walk. Go ahead. Walk.
Toast to the motherland.
Look, the professor is here.
Professor Standalone is at your service. Someone pick up this young man and give him a drink. That's enough. Tonight's topic is called Holocaust this, Holocaust that. What about us? Did you know that the Bolshevik animals who invaded our country did not work alone? No. They were aided by strangers who have lived in our country for over 600 years. Strangers who do not share our God and love for our country. This is a fact, and I will tell you why. In 1940, when the Bolsheviks invaded, they sent our fathers and brothers to Siberia to work and die. Even our wives and sisters. And while we suffered, the strangers, they sang songs and threw flowers on the path of their Russian liberators, welcoming them with open arms. They even joined the dreaded NKVD, where they assisted in arresting, torturing, and deporting native Lithuanians around the clock. I almost went to Siberia, not for the Germans. Kicked the communist dogs to hell. Now, the question. Why did these strangers betray us? The answer? Because of their overdeveloped desire for achievement. This has been scientifically proven by the famous Lithuanian historian Vaclavas Pikunas. For example, His analysis of the inventory of the town of Puslavis from 1792 in northern Lithuania showed that the strangers owned 43 out of 30 businesses. And 14 out of 13 homes. And these monopolistic practices still persist in the 20th century. That is why I'm not finished! That is why when the Germans visit our country, among native Lithuanians, the strangers had no friends, only customers. So, in conclusion, I ask this question. What did they expect? In some ways, I suppose Hitler had it right about something. After 6...
Gentlemen,
I'm not finished
let's
yet.
hear it for
After
Professor
600 years... Strangers my ass. Even at the age of 16, I knew that if you lived next door to someone for 600 years, you could hardly consider them to be a stranger. In good time, they would become family, but not strangers. At 16, I made the sad discovery that the St. Targus' men's choir, my father's friends, and even my father himself were bigots and homophobes, even though I did not know what that last word meant at the time. Everything they taught me was bullshit. Dad, the king of the castle while I was growing up, would say the very same things you heard repeated in the choir room that night. They were like that. Eventually I escaped them. That is, I grew up, I went to college, I moved out. As you know, I was married and then divorced. And there was that unsettling visit to the Motherland. Life offered no explanations. Then 20 years later, in 1997, I received a letter from Cousin Kesti.
Dear Polius, how are you? We are better now that they've kicked the communist asses the hell out of here, but we haven't heard from you in a long time. Have you forgotten us? We could still use a few American dollars. Something tells me it has to do with Pepita and the story I wanted to tell you for such a long time. Perhaps your mother would tell it this way. In the beginning, when the Germans ousted the Russian pigs, the war seemed like a necessary evil. Her family went hungry, since foraging soldiers had left them nothing. The granary was empty, the livestock gone, the smokehouse stripped of meats. What could she do? Life was unbearably harsh. They had to find food before winter, or they would starve. The children and the old men worked in the fields. The women foraged for berries and wild vegetables in the forests and meadows. Pepita still had her rifle hidden under the floorboards and hunted rabbits and quail. It was hand-to-mouth existence until she heard of a good-paying job as translator. Her command of the German language was excellent. She had hairy and good looks. She could type like a whirlwind. The Germans paid well. She took the job to save her family, but she had a certain affinity to German high culture and German thinking. They were proper, clean, and modern. Like Germans, she hated the Bolsheviks, who wanted to collectivize our family farm. Like the Germans, she saw the Jews as traitors, who should be ousted from the motherland. She took to the Germans, and they took to her. Mom? Is that you? You look so young.
I am young, Paulius. This happened long before you were born. Now quiet, and preparing for German television.
I didn't know the Germans had TV.
Paulius, we were very advanced.
What do you mean, we? Ladies and gentlemen, tonight, in our first televised variety show, we bring to you the final round of the 1944 New Germania dance competition. Here is the young maiden, Fräulein Pepita Marionita, will dazzle us with a pantomime interpretation of her essay, The Incorporation of the Baltic States into the Greater Reich. Pepita Marionita of Lithuania. Hurrah! Fräulein, they're playing the anthem. Raise your arm.
To get us to Königsberg.
My family.
You must leave your family behind.
Please.
Don't argue. If the Bolshevik animals overtake us, you'll be raped and tortured. Get on.
Then several months later, I replied to Cousin Kesti. Dear Kesti, yes, Mother was a difficult person, proud and often inflexible. I remember the time she participated with the Americans in what they call PTA Talent Night at my elementary school. What a night that was. She talked about.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. Please sit down. And now we have something special, a very special performance from one of our Catholic PTA moms whose son goes to this school. She will perform for us an aria from an opera. And I can't pronounce this, it's all French to me. Oh, by the by, let's give a hand to our Student Audiovisual Club for the sound tonight. They have done a stupendous job. But anyway, let's hear it from Mrs. Pepita Bombolita in her national costume. Wasn't that quite a performance, folks? Let's hear it one more time for Miss Pepita Bombolita. And now, the St. Targus's Men's Choir sings Home on the Range. Let's hear it for them. Okay, boys, show them what you got.
And the skies are not cloudy all day.
Julius, it's time to practice. Oh, stupid Americans. They're not my kind of people. They were rude. They made fun of me. I was trying to show them the great art of Europe. I was doing them a favor. Julius, you mustn't forget what great civilization is. Now play. They laughed because they are crude. I'm not surprised. All those mothers do not work. They sit on their fat asses and watch soap operas all day. They are as dumb as oxen. Play, Polius. Play. No, not that way. Remember, more civilized. More feeling, more refinement. My dear lazy boy, civilization is the agreement to leave the abyss alone. Now play. Ah, Polius, another long day. ready for work.
And now for the number one hit in America, the one and only Coochie Man.
Julius, I haven't heard this song since high school.
Ruth, I haven't played this song since high school.
Julius, is your mother here?
Yeah, she's in the other room getting ready.
I'm starved.
Well, if you like onions, you're going to love her Salisbury steak. Because she smothers it in onions. Come and think of it, I wonder how the Salisbury steak is. Get rid of those onions. Here she comes. She looks a little pale. She must be sleeping.
Julius, your mother is beautiful.
Yeah, everybody seems to think so.
Hello, nice to meet you. And what is your name?
It's Ruth.
Oh, Ruth.
Yes.
So pretty. And do you have a last name?
Of course she does not.
Silly me. Of course you do.
It's Koppelstein.
Koppelstein.
Yes.
I'm so sorry, Miss Koppelstein. I will not be able to cook dinner tonight. I am not feeling well.
Is there something I can do?
Oh, Polius, it's nothing. I just need to lie down in the dark and shut my eyes.
To mention this before I end my letter. Quite frankly, Kesty, it was an embarrassing moment when she waltzed off like that, leaving us high and dry in the foyer. Should we have burgers at McDonald's? As Dad would say, not exactly the way for a wild and crazy guy to impress the girl, huh? Then Grandma was there. I've never had a steak like that. What do you think, Ruth? I think I'll be stuffed for at least a week.
Silly.
Thank you so much, Grandma.
change, please? Did you keep your eye on the line? Was that clean? Yeah.
Who is it?
It's me, Dad.
What? You drunk? Come back from party?
No, I
You
am.
out partying late?
No, I was not partying late.
My boy, just like me when I was a young man.
Dad, I have a videotape I'd like you to watch. Can I put it in?
You bring me some birch beer?
No birch
Some
beer.
dancing
No,
girls?
could you just turn off the soccer game and please be serious for once in your life? Easy, easy. What's the big deal to yell? There are those dancing girls, huh?
In the summer of 1940, the German army entered Lithuania and drove out the Russian occupation army. Many Lithuanians welcomed the Germans as liberators. However, for the Lithuanian Jewish population, this was the beginning of unimaginable hardship and terror.
Okay.
Many Lithuanians collaborated with the Nazis
What is this
and
shit?
turned against their Jewish neighbors with
Why
violence.
you do this to me?
From 1940 to 1943, the Jewish citizens of the Lithuanian city of Kovno were forced to live in a ghetto on the outskirts of the city. In 3 years, almost all of them were dead, executed or starved at the hand of the Gestapo and the Lithuanian captors.
What? I didn't know about this. All I remember was watching thousands of Jewish marching down the street, guarded by a few German soldiers. They marched them around our house, put them in the horse barn, and locked the doors. I know because I looked through the window like this. My father, he would say, get away, get away. I said, relax. They can't see me. But you know what I don't understand, Polius, is why the Jewish didn't fight. There were only a few German soldiers. What were they afraid of? Probably getting their hands dirty, huh? Look, I had many Jewish friends. Come to think of it, some of my best friends were Jewish. I even know one girl from high school in the barn. But the Germans say, if anybody come close to the barn, they be shot on spot. Everybody was afraid. Everybody except your grandmother. Oh, come on. Don't be so surprised. She was crazy. She go to the Germans and she told them that she needed a maid. Your grandmother wanted the girl for a maid. She did not need a maid. She bring this girl home, she wash her, she feed her. She give her food to bring back to her parents. And then when girl would not come out anymore, your grandmother brought food to her relatives. Yeah. And then one time, she got caught. But she had dumb luck. The guard was our neighbor's son. Yeah. Had it been German, she would have been shot on spot. But did she listen? No. She go back over and over and over. We could not stop her. But it did not matter. Several days later, I looked through the window. And I see Germans, they take everybody, men, women, children, they put them on trucks. They drive them outside the town. And half an hour later, I listen. And I hear. We never spoke of such things. But you knew it happened. You knew. Because in my life there was such a deep sadness, and in you and Mother this cold and joyless resignation. Only my grandmother had light and warmth.
Joyless resignation? Where do you get this stuff? What, do you like me? I was the life of the party.
The king of the castle?
King of the castle. I see girl on street, I think, hey, Poopa, want to celebrate with a real man?
Grandma,
I was telling
can you hear me?
Honest, the real man don't need
How I wish you were alive. There is so much I want to tell you. Grandma, you were always love to me. I understand you not as a saint or a martyr, but a little person with a courageous heart, who did what she could to soothe and comfort during the time of terrible darkness, when God was in eclipse. It is the courage in your heart that I honor. When I see you on the road, carrying baskets of bread, trembling in the dust before the soldiers, guard dogs, sharp wire. I know you have come to feed the Jewish prisoners. You have come to feed them because you know they are hungry. It was a tiny act of courage of a tiny, courageous woman. You had seen so much, yet you were hopeful. A hopefulness that gave me a vision years later as I danced to this music and remember your songs of kindness, the precious gift you gave a frightened little boy, your defiant answer in the face of the abyss.
Dear cousins, aunts, and uncles, this is a bittersweet story. Life in America is not what you imagined. Mother and father never became rich and happy Americans. They remained displaced persons for the rest of their lives. Every Christmas, they dreamed of returning to the motherland. Mother counted her disappointments, and father drank in the cellar. Hiding from themselves, exhausted and defeated them. They could never escape who they had been. In the end, Mother looked as starved as an Auschwitz inmate, and father sleepwalked through his life. Is this the fate of a restless conscience? At least in that there would be hope. America is different for me. I have since remarried to my college sweetheart, Ruth Koppelstein, whom I happened to meet many years later while waiting online at the post office to mail a package to you. Occasionally, life has its good fortune. We have two beautiful children, a boy named Kesti and a girl named Naomi. Enclosed are their photographs for your mantle.
If you could see me now, you'd know how blue I've been. One look is all you need to see the mood I'm in. Perhaps then you'd